In this video, the teacher organizes a class into groups to share and develop their understanding of floating and sinking by using practical experiments.
Today, we are going to do some activities on floating and sinking, right? We'll work in groups and we'll see which are the things which float and which sink. You'll shift your benches and form groups. Slowly. Slowly. Yes. This group has already formed a group. Very good. Yes. Are you ready? The monitors have to choose one person who will record first the predictions and then the observations. The person who's recording will make 3 large circles on this paper. The first circle will be for float. Objects which you think will float, you will note down in the float circle. And if you think it's going to sink, write it in the sink circle. But there may be some objects over which the whole group may not agree. Some will say it will sink, some will say it will float. So there we have a third circle, a question mark circle. Not sure. You can send some child, a representative from your group, yes. Now you will take out one object at a time from your bag and discuss about that object, whether it is going to float, sink, or if your group is not sure, you write it in the circle that you're not sure.
Sink. Sink.
Float. It will float.
The wood float on water.
It will sink.
It will sink.
Water cannot handle the weight of the wood.
Why float? Because it is light. Its weight is lighter.
Why do you?
I think it's float.
Okay. Why do you think it will sink?
Float. Light.
Okay.
Well, I am not sure.
Does anyone want to
Float.
This will float or sink?
Float.
It will float. Why do you think it will float?
Because it is a light thing. It is a light thing.
Okay. So float or sink?
It will sink.
Because it is heavy.
Because it is a heavy thing.
Okay, now that you have recorded your predictions, children, we will be doing the experiments and seeing. Each group will be getting this tray and this container where you'll put in which you'll put the water. All right? You take out the objects from your bag, one object at a time. You will put it in water and observe whether it floats or sinks. Right? And then we will compare.
Stick. First is stick. Float. It is float, right?
Take out.
Plastic cup. It is float. Ball. Costco ball. Costco.
I think it.
I said.
Floating.
It is wrong.
Yes. The ball always floats. Float.
Try.
It's floating.
It's floating.
We have tested it floating.
No, it's floating.
It's also floating.
Yeah, it's floating. When
The students start experimenting, trying to make the objects that floated sink and those that sank float.
Fill it with water. Yeah, it's sinking.
It's sinking when putting water. Now it stands for the plastic block.
And you don't know it. Yes, of course.
It's floating. Loading. Water.
Yeah.
But it's water.
Please, can you wait?
Sinking. But with half water. It is half floating and half sinking.
All right. Are all the groups done with the experiments? Can you all place your containers, water containers down on the floor? Now, one by one, I'm going to ask each group. You will tell me things that float will write here above the surface of water. And things that sink will write over here. All right. Group 1, give me one object that floated.
Plastic block.
A plastic block. It floated, right? Next, one by one. Yes, sir. You?
Ma'am, sharpener.
Sharpener. All right. Did it float or sink?
Ma'am, sink. A ball, float.
Ball. You saw it float. All right.
Ma'am, in plastic bottle, when we filled the bottle half water, the half bottle sank and half bottle float.
Oh, that's interesting. A plastic bottle, it was floating, but when you added water, it sank. Then this plastic block, it was floating. When we added some pebbles into it, it sank. I want you to discuss in your group, why do you think this happened? Why these objects which were floating, when something was added to them, they sank.
जैसे इसमें आधा भरा तो मुझे अट्रैक्शन आया क्योंकि उस पानी के अट्रैक्शन से वो ग्रेविटी है ना उसे आया हम लोग बाद में इंग्लिश ग्रेविटी से नीचे आया इसीलिए और लेकिन जब वो खाली थी वो बिल्कुल हल्की थी है ना उसमें तो उसका वेट बहुत कम था
Bottle's weight is less and have more less intensity. Very less. That is why it floats.
because their weight is heavy
And intensity is very high.
So did you all discuss in the groups why you think some things float and some objects sink? Did you all discuss? Yes, Kushi?
some objects float because they are lighter
Light objects float and heavy objects, they sink. Why? Yes?
object float the light object float and the heavy object sink but we don't get one question's answer so can we ask other groups also
What do you have to say, the other groups? Yes, Lakshay?
ma'am the piece of wood that was taken it was very light
The shape of the lock supported it to float in water, as if huge cruise ships float in water, but if you throw a coin in water, it will sink.
And some things sink because it is heavier than water.
Okay, heavier than water. Not just heavy but heavier than water.
But ma'am, when the things are floating and on them we kept the heavy things that sank. The floating thing also sank because it becomes heavier and it sank.
All right, that's wonderful.
Having a set routine for moving into groups saves time. Giving students clear guidance about listening and taking turns when working in groups is more effective in ensuring that they share ideas and learn from one another.